Hello, faith leaders, and welcome to Breaktime. Today's proverb is 31, 1 and 2. The sayings of King Lemuel, an inspired utterance his mother taught him. Listen, my son. Listen, son of my womb. Listen, my son, the answer to my prayers. So you can hear this desperate cry that this mother was teaching her son. And then he writes the rest of these Proverbs 31. And it's amazing to me what we are going to learn as women, of course, because this is addressed a lot to women, but it's also going to be addressed to men. I'm not going to leave the men out in Proverbs 31 because there's something that men can be taught about the responsibilities of a woman and how God has designed them. We're going to find out a lot about that as well. But the first thing, isn't it, because first of all, this whole letter was addressed to a man from a woman, a son from a mother. And the son is the one who ended up penning it, but he heard it from his mother. How beautiful is that? And so there's something humbling about that. Often we think of Proverbs 31 just for women, but there's something about the man that wrote it because he listened to whom? His first call was to listen to whom? His mother, who at the center of her heart's desire was for her son. Listen, my son, listen, my son, listen to my prayers that I want answered over your life. And so the first invitation to the Proverbs 31 is to listen. And listen requires us maybe to be taught something that we haven't been taught, because if we're not listening, how are we being taught? Sometimes through what we see, I know, but if we're not listening to what we're actually seeing, how can we change? But there are some things in this passage that are going to teach us how to listen. But children of God, leaders, faith leaders, are you listeners? Are you people who have turned your ear off to what others are saying? That's foolish, by the way. Scripture has a lot to say about that. Proverbs has a lot to say about that. But can you hear this mother's call saying, listen to what I'm saying. Listen to my prayers for you. Listen to, and then she's going to give some awesome advice. But the first step is taking anybody's advice, taking any teaching, is to be able to get into that place where you're listening. Listening may require you to change. And that's oftentimes why I think people stop listening, because it might touch a place in their heart that might hurt, or it might touch a place in their mind that is calling for a different direction. And so what do you do then? I mean, then you're going to have to change, and change and movement is all difficult. So first and foremost, ask yourself, are you a listener? Are you one of those people who've opened yourself up to be taught, to be teachable? Or are you going into conversations already with what you believe, so true, and then when it gets tiptoed into a place that hurts, you shut down? Just a challenge. Have a blessed day.